Hi. As we all know, we are facing a terrible time of COVID-19, which has impacted all our life. I hope and pray God to give all of us the strength to overcome this terrible time and win over COVID-19. And let us all be safe at home. And I also thank all the participants who have taken up this online course of learning. Good morning. It's pleasant to be part of this 4-day online course on use of statistical tools and techniques for social science research hosted by Institute of Management Studies, Davangere University, Davangere. I, Dr. S.C. Patil, Professor at PG Department of Business Administration, Rani Channamma University, Belagavi. I have 20 years of teaching experience and 4 years of industry experience. In this video, I'm talking about importance of data interpretation in conclusion part of research. Let us look at the words in this title. When we talk of conclusion part, it means that the researcher is at the end of his research work, which he has taken up. When we combine data and conclusion, they are both key elements of scientific research process in carrying out a study or experiment. Data is a result collected from testing. Conclusions are your interpretations of the data. In essence, by reviewing the data collected, you decide whether the result aligned with your hypothesis or contradicting it. When we look at data interpretation, it refers to the implementation of the process through which data is reviewed for the purpose of arriving at an informed conclusion. The interpretation of data assigns a meaning to the information analyzed and determines its significance and implications. When we look at the next slide, where I have requested all of you to please read the article attached. The article which is attached is an empirical study, of social relevance of work life of women employees in small scale industries. It's a paper which was published by me and Dr. Chetan Hiremat. I would request all of you to look at the highlighted portion and the objectives of the article. I would be requesting you to read it in the next 5 minutes, where we'll have a pause and I'll come back after 5 minutes of the time. looking at the words used like conclusion, data and conclusion, data interpretation, and the sample which has been attached for your reference, where you are able to look at the highlighted portion of that, we can say that there are steps to improve a data analysis skills. And to simplify your decision, to execute the 5 steps, which are: step number 1, define your research questions. When we say you are supposed to define your research questions, we are supposed to say that we are supposed to raise lot of research questions. When I say you are supposed to raise a lot of research questions, I am telling you that there is an amount of research literature review which you are supposed to do. If you do a good amount of literature review, you are able to raise out n number of research questions. When you raise out n number of research questions, you are able to develop a good quality and focused objective for your research activity. There may be questions raised in your mind that how much shall be the research questions. There is no limitations for research questions to be raised. The amount of research questions you raise, you get clarity for your objectives. And clarity for your objective means that you are trying to focus your objectives to what exactly you are trying to do in this particular research work. In the sample what we have attached, the sample objective has been taken further here to make it clear that they are in tandem. When I say in tandem, I'm saying the objectives of the research, the measurement scales, data collection, analysis, and interpretation of the data, including conclusion, they are all in tandem in one single line. Moving down to the second step of what we are supposed to do to improve our skills is that we are looking at a clear measurement scale. When I say a clear measurement scale, we know that there are 4 measurement scales taken up: nominal, ordinal, ratio, and interval scale. Depending on what you are trying to collect, the third step, which is called collection, data collection, what exactly you are trying to collect will depend on what kind of measurement tools you are trying to adopt. The nominal and ordinal tools will not give you more scope for adaptation of statistical tools. So when you adopt the nominal and ordinal scale, please be cautious that what kind of data collection you are supposed to make. When I say data collection has to be made, you are trying to develop an instrument for data collection. And when we talk of an instrument always again depends on the what kind of measurement scale you are trying to adopt to collect that information. In the next slide, we have shown that based on these objectives, we are able to develop the hypothesis or develop the hypothesis to be tested with the collection of the data. So basic idea of this hypothesis is to find out that what we are trying to raise questions, are we able to satisfy those questions with the amount of data what we are planning to collect. As I told you, there are 5 steps to improve data analysis skills. The first one was to raise questions. Second one was to have a clear-cut measurement priorities. Third one was data collection. I'm now comparing my data collection with the hypothesis what I've set. As I told you, depending on what is the requirement of my activity or the methodology which I'm planning to adopt. When I say I'm planning to adopt XYZ methodology, so I need to keep that in mind and find out what instruments do I need. What would be my collection? When I say what would be my collection, I'm trying to say that there must be a preconceived idea that what may be probably the output of that particular activity. If we are not able to predict what kind of results we are expecting out of that, then probably we'll end up making errors in development of the instrument and in methodology as such. In the next slide, we are trying to look at how this hypothesis has been tested. See, when I say an hypothesis is being created, we are supposed to test this hypothesis. In the sample what we have attached, we have taken this hypothesis and we are trying to test it with a chi-square test. When I say a chi-square test, we are trying to only find out the test of interdependence or independent variable. This is a very simple statistical tool which was used for analysis. There are n number of tools which we can adopt depending on what kind of results you are anticipating from that particular tool. As we all know, and practically what we do when we do research is that when data collection is done, till the data collection is done, we take care of that. Once the data collection is done, we try to pass the data to a statistician who would like to do analysis for us. And many a times I have seen that when students research scholars reach the statisticians have always been expressing saying that with this kind of data what you have collected, we cannot perform all that what you are asking. The meaning of that is he is not able to perform many of those statistical tools which you want, and you wanted the result in that format. Why does it happen? It happens because when we develop an instrument, we have missed out the measurement scale. We have missed out the output what is to be formulated, or we have missed out what is to be collected there. So because of that, we land up in that kind of errors. To avoid that error, if you have some general knowledge of what kind of tools exist and how do we use those tools, what would be the output of those tools, and how do we interpret those tools. If you have some basic knowledge of that, then you do not perform that mistakes which are normally happening in an activity. There are also some instances where a researcher goes online, tries to find out the meaning out of that, and tries to replicate that meaning in his research work, which again is a disaster sometimes. Why do I say it's a disaster? Because there, the objective of what has been considered is different from what objectives you have. On what circumstances you are operating, the circumstances there all in the online are different. Hence, disasters happen. Reading some good books on statistics will really help you in coming out what probable results are expected out of that particular tool. As I told you, in the sample what we have adopted, we have just gone for a chi-square test. There are, as I told you, there are n number of tests which you can adopt and get different results and compare those results with what you are trying to get. In the next slide, what I'm trying to explain is then what next. When I say what next, I have a 4-point analysis, which I'll be explaining in the next slide. And when I say the conclusions are drawn based on analysis and recommendations made. So when we come to a conclusion part of it, we are lagging behind because we are not in tandem. If you are not in tandem with all these 4 steps, as I said, questions, research questions, measurement tools, data collection, analysis, and the interpretation of the data. In the initial talk, when I said researchers can better appreciate only through interpretation why these findings are what they are, and can make others to understand the real significance of his research findings. Whenever we start writing our recommendations, recommendations should not be in general. They should be very specific. When I say specific, I'm trying to say that what were the objectives, what you have framed, are those objectives being addressed in your recommendations. If they are addressed in your recommendations, then conclusion will follow based on that. So we need to be cautious when we do that particular recommendations process. Looking at the last slide, where I'm trying to say the interpretation of results in research methodology. The task of interpretation is not an easy job. Rather, it requires a great skill and on the part of the researcher. Interpretation is the art that one learns through practice and experience. The researcher may at times seek the guidance from experts for accomplishing the task of interpretation. The technique of interpretation often involves the following steps. Researcher must give reasonable explanations of the relations which he has found, and he must interrupt the lines of relations in terms of underlying process, and must try to find out the thread of uniformity that lies under the surface layer of his diversified research findings. In fact, this is the technique of how generalization should be done and concepts be formulated. The next step would be extraneous information. If collected during the study, must be considered while interpreting the final results of the research study, for it may prove to be a key factor in understanding the problems under consideration. As you all know, when we do research, there is plenty of times we try to bring in our views on the results. When I say our views, is your own history or your own understanding or your own common sense. Plenty of times when we do that, we try to manipulate the result. When I say manipulating, is trying to bring those analysis from your point of view, which is not appropriate. In the first 2 points, what I'm trying to say is, please keep the results as they are and try to present the results as they are, so that people will, or the people who read your article or people who read your thesis will understand that, okay, these were the conditions. Because of these conditions, there was possibility of this particular analysis or interpretation done by the researcher. Moving to the third one, it is advisable before embarking upon final interpretation to consult someone having insight into the study and who is frank and honest and will not hesitate to point out omissions and errors in logical arguments. Such a consultation will result in correct interpretation and thus will enhance the utility of the result research result. Researcher must accomplish the task of interpretation only after considering all relevant factors affecting the problem to avoid false generalization. He must be in no hurry while interpreting results. For quite often, the conclusions which appear to be all right at the beginning may not all be accurate. As I said previously, that our intuitions, our halo effect should not impact the results of your research findings. When do they do not impact? When you have fair analysis of what you have got. When I say what you have got, it means that you are trying to only present what kind of data you have analyzed. Based on that, what kind of tools or methodologies you adopted, you may get the same results at the end. Again, I'm trying to repeat and say that the steps which are there, to improvise your data analysis skills, those steps should be kept in mind before doing any kind of research. Define your question, set clear measurement priorities, collect data, analyze data, and interpret the results. The task of interpretation is not an easy job, rather it requires a great skill, as I've already told you, on the part of the researcher. Interpretation is art that one learns to practice and experience. I hope my video has been informative to the topic which was given to me. I thank Davangere University for giving me this opportunity to be part of this learning process. I would be open for questions on the same platform under which this will be hosted. Thank you. Good day.